let's move on to Wombat's fortnightly news.
Yay. Season's almost over.
Of what? For Fortnite?
Fortnite.
Big ne-
19 days to go.
You got it? You got all the tiers?
My goal is to hit level 180.
Right.
I'm currently level 172.
Right.
So I feel like I should hit it. They're doing new weekly stretch goals to kind of help people get over their humps. So tomorrow is the next big round of XP stuff. So we'll see what those challenges are and if it's doable. And then
Okay.
that'll be it. Get that gold Iron Man.
You're still doing the Iron Man, huh?
Iron Man is still the same Marvel season.
I
Gotta
just gave you
get
I gave you
gotta
a
get
victory royale on the stream. Don't worry.
Nice.
I hooked you up.
Yeah. So gold Iron Man, gold
All right.
Wolverine is my goal, and then I think I'll be good.
All right. Hit us with some of these news stories, Wombat.
Sure. So Marvel's Avengers. Speaking of Avengers,
Yes.
Marvel's Avengers, the game by Square
I
Enix.
heard of it.
Yeah. So apparently, not enough people bought it.
Womp
Because
womp.
yeah, apparently they lost about $63 million on that game so far.
The
They
whole
really-
strategy on that game was like, we need a certain number of people to be playing this game and to buy this game in order to make
They
more
really
money.
shot the bed on that game. Is really what it comes down to. And it's funny because I listened to the clip. I mean, we had talked about this more than once. There's that Venn diagram of people that are into Marvel comic books and that kind of stuff, and there's people that are into games of service. And I don't think those Venn diagrams overlap as much as Square Enix thought they do. I think they overestimated the idea of people that are into this kind of thing or all into this kind of thing. And they lost the idea that there's nuance within genres of interests.
Are you still playing this?
I haven't played it in a while. Not since I got Assassin's Creed. I haven't had to anymore.
So there's
I
been
have something else.
there's been some like pretty notable flops in games of service lately, like all in a row.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder if
It's a very difficult thing to pull off, and
it's
very
risky
few,
as fuck because like
very few have actually succeeded. Very few have actually succeeded. You can count them on one hand, I think. I feel like, unless you're talking about, mobile games. But if you're talking about console games of service, you really could count the successes on one hand. You got the biggies like Destiny, Fortnite,
they
Apex.
How many copies did they sell? They sold a lot. They still sold like 6 million copies or something?
No, I think they were sold 3 million copies.
Total?
I think so. Look, I don't think it was.
Oh,
6.
yeah, right here. Implies game cost, but only sold 3 million.
3 million copies. That's now. Do you think that the things that really hurt them were? I mean, they made a lot of mistakes, like the games of service thing, the non-cosmetic gear that literally I still don't know what it does, and I played more of this game than anyone I know. And then there was the whole PlayStation exclusivity stuff.
Spider-Man's still coming.
Yeah, Spider-Man's still coming for PlayStation owners only.
Hold on.
And I know a lot of people that were planning to play this game on either Xbox or PC that were like, I'm out.
It says they cost, including marketing, which is a big cost of the game, cost $170 to $190 million to make the game. It's a lot of dollars. Don't you think, like, if they just made a game like Sony's Spider-Man game with Avengers, that could have been more profitable? Well, obviously anything would have been more profitable because they lost so much money. But
Yeah, they could have.
they would sell. Don't you think they would sell like double the amount of copies at least? If it was a
It's gotta-
20-hour,
It's
let's
got
say
to
it's
be
a 20.
good still, though.
What's
right?
that?
You can't
It's
just
still-
say,
it still
hey,
needs
we're
to
going
be-
to make a Spider-Man game,
Yeah.
but we're going to make with Avengers. Because it's not that easy to do that.
No, it's not for sure.
No, and I think
But
with
it's
the
probably
Spider-Man game is also more focused already when you say Spider-Man game.
right.
You're focused on location, you're focused on character.
They focused on Utah for the Avengers. They
Yeah.
could have done that still.
Exactly. So I think they you play a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's this big open world, and you can essentially change your character at any time. Yes, it's male to female, but you're still changing your character. Like that's something you could do there, yet it's still within the same open world storyline, and they could have done something along those lines that might have worked a little bit better.
If we look at like the silver lining for Square Enix here, though, I think what this gives them is a blueprint to make a better game, whether it's Avengers or not. It gets them the footprint of what goes wrong with these games and what we can salvage.
That's an expensive lesson.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think they wanted to learn that lesson.
And maybe games of service is not the future. Maybe it seems like it's not. It seems very risky.
I don't think it is. I think it's
There's pushback. Clearly, there's pushback against this type of game.
there's
Because Avengers
pushback-
is like, I mean, Avengers is pretty popular. Like, you know, not as popular
it's
as
the most
Earthquakes, but-
popular license in the world right now. Yes.
And like, if you can't hook people in with that, maybe it's going to be hard to hook people in with anything. Like, and maybe
Matt, you know, there's a what is it called? It's called I think like Realm of Champions. It's out in I want to say certain Asian countries, maybe in Europe. It's an iPhone game. I've seen the footage of it. I don't believe it's out in this country yet because I have an alert set up for when it comes out,
right.
which is a Marvel iPhone game, which I want to play because every time I watch the trailer, what you're doing is literally unlocking pieces of gear for your different heroes, and you're making these weird mix match characters. Like, you know, it's the Hulk, but it's the Hulk with the gladiator helmet and the maestro beard and the purple pants. And to me, that's kind of cool. And the fact that they literally didn't do anything like that for this game, I think I'll stand by it. It still really hurt it. The idea that they're trying to make a loot-based game where none of the loot has any real effect, and then they want you to buy the cosmetics. It's like they're two things that are antithetical to each other. Either there's no loot and there's no gear and all cosmetics are nothing but things you buy and you have your game, or you have a game where the loot matters and you're buying DLC.
I don't know that was the issue totally. I think, yeah, their economy is not that interesting. I think the bigger issue is that there's no reason to keep playing it.
Yeah, well, because there's nothing, you're not getting that next great thing. You're not getting that next. What's the carrot?
It's the same thing over. Once you get through the story bits, which are the good parts of that game, there's nothing left there that you want to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like Spider-Man was all a good story and stuff. Like
Spider-Man had a good story. It had all those
Yeah.
cool costumes in it to unlock, and each costume did something. And then there were all the gadgets to unlock. There was stuff to do and reasons
they
to
could have
do
done
it.
They could have done it, and I mean,
But yeah,
couldn't have been less successful.
yeah. There's no
Probably.
reason to do it. It's not like you're gonna get at the end. It's not like, oh, finally I got that Thor hammer that I wanted, or I got that helmet, or I got whatever it is, that U.S. agent T-shirt or something cool. They kind of just drop the ball and they're like, well, now you got some green points. You could use those green points to unlock something maybe in like 3 days.
Right.
Yeah, it just didn't. They really screwed that game up. So it boggles my mind. And it's all, baseline greed at the top level, but still.
They thought they could, squeeze the money out. It didn't work.
It did not work.
The other big news is, I mean, some people think this is big news. I personally don't, but the Mass Effect Remastered is coming out in the spring. Would you guys be interested in playing through that again, or because
Is that technically? I mean, the first one is not Microsoft. I guess it's all EA, right?
Mhm.
Technically, is it
Yes,
EA's releasing it?
I would think.
Yeah, so EA access at some point. Can't wait.
Are you gonna play through that again? You might. You're the kind of person who like
I
picks this up again. I loved those games, but those
Right.
are like in
maybe
there. I did it.
maybe it depends. I mean,
I did the hell out of that too. Like every inch of that game.
everything.
Like
Yeah.
everything that I could probe, I was in there probing.
I
Nice.
don't know. It's a good question. Like I
Clip
said,
that.
if they were on EA access, would I download the first one? Is that where I would start, or would I go straight to the Mass Effect 2? maybe straight to Mass Effect 2. I don't know if I'd want to play Mass Effect 1 again and spend 25 hours in the Citadel, talking to people going, what? I got to go here?
Nah, you can't do that again.
Yeah. Oh, what? Okay, I'll go over here and go
How
in an
much quicker will
elevator.
the elevator rides be now, though?
Yeah, that's just it. But then again, is that though? There's but if the elevator rides are only like a second long,